Thank you for joining me today. Welcome back to Ink and Scripts Studio. So today I am going to be doing a just a mini review of my new pen. This is the Sailor 1911S. I actually just got this just um, last week after I had promised myself that I would try my very best not to get a new pen this year. I don't know how easy that's going to be considering that 2025 is a very long time. But, anyways, so this is the 21 karat hard extra fine Sailor 1911S, which surprisingly is not as small as I had anticipated. And so here I am going to be comparing it to a couple other pens. That's my Mahjong A1, the Blackfish scale. This is my Twisby Eco cream and rose gold. And next up we have my Palette Custom 823 in smoke. So these are just a few of my most frequently used pens. They are, you know, some of my favorites. And, I just thought I'd compare the Sailor to these because, these are really just what it's what it's going up against. And, I thought comparing them lengthwise would be very fitting. So I am gonna uncap and, just have a look what they look like without their caps. And I mean, as you can see, the Sailor is obviously the shortest pen of the bunch, and that's okay because as much as I don't normally post my pens, I'm fine with posting that one. And so I've removed the Mahjong because it is retractable, and so it doesn't really fit in the comparison here. Another thing that I wanted to make note of is that these the Sailor is the lightest pen actually of all the pens that I use. I mean, there is a cartridge in there right now with ink, and it is the lightest pen. I mean, at 18 grams, without a full ink cartridge, that's pretty light compared to even the Pilot. The Pilot Custom 823 might be one of the heaviest pens that I use, and it's 28 grams. But, anyways, so here I am comparing the lengths of all three pens uncapped. And I mean, again, as you can see, the Sailor is definitely the shortest. I am posting them. I mean, I don't usually post my pens, but because this one is on the shorter side, I will most likely be posting it. I did try the 1911 large, and it was a little bit weird because without the cap on the back, the length just didn't feel right, and with the cap posted, it felt a little bit too long. But I thought the 1911 standard was just right. Once the pen is posted, and yeah, I'm happy with the decision to take the 1911S. Um, this is also the old style nib, and as you can see, I'm comparing it here to the Twisby Eco, which is a rose gold nib. And pretty much the reason, like I said, the reason why I'm comparing it with these pens, I mean, they're completely different types of, well, I shouldn't say types, they're different manufacturers. They're from one's European and one's Japanese, but these are pens that I enjoy using daily. The Twisby Eco was one of my very first pens, and it is a favorite of mine. And so is a custom 823. The custom 823 is, like hands down my most favorite pen. It is the most perfect pen I own. I'm just going to get right up there and say that. And as you can see here, the nib is much larger than the 1911S. Um, The pilot nib is actually a size 15 nib, and the sailor would be comparable to a pilot size 10 nib. So they are, I mean, the difference is noticeable, but not bad. So this is what it looks like close up underneath my boob. You can see that it is the old style of nib design with the sailor imprint that is close to the band and the hard extra fine that is embossed on the side or imprinted on the side rather. And I'm going to be doing a writing sample so that you can see just how thick the strokes are coming from this pen. I will say that when I got it, it wrote like really really fine. It was also very dry, so I went ahead and I adjusted the nib just less than a hair thick, and so it has made a difference. The ink that I have in here is actually a rather dry ink. The ink that's in here is the Jacquerbon, and Jacquerbon inks are notoriously dry. And so I think that combining it with this pen is a very good idea. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is my first Sailor pen, and if you've used Sailor fountain pens, or if you've just even heard about Sailor fountain pens, you do know that they have a significant amount of feedback in their nibs. And so this just using it was a very pleasant experience. I'm I'm warming up to it. All my pens have been on the smoother side, and in addition to that, with the exception of the Mahjong A1 retractable fountain pen, this is my only other extra fine. That Mahjong fountain pen, I did adjust the nib quite a bit. And so it writes, I mean, it writes more like a Western fine than an extra fine. However, this Sailor is a true extra fine. And, like I said, when I just got it, it was a very dry pen and it wrote like really, really thin, but I am enjoying it so far. In the few days since I've had it, I have adjusted to the feedback and the size of the nib. And actually, I think extra fine might be, you know, a new favorite of mine. I have been using mostly fine nibs. I do have a couple medium nibs. I did have one broad that I sold because I never got much use out of it. That was a pilot vanishing point in broad, and yeah, broads are not my thing. Mediums aren't really it either. I mean, I like writing with them, but they do not see a lot of use compared to my fine. And so, when I got my custom 823, I was asked, why didn't you get a medium? And, as someone that got a E95 in medium and didn't like it, there was no way I was going to get a custom 823 in medium. And the only pens that I do have in medium aside from the E95 is are Twisbys, and I enjoy using them, but they truly do not see a lot of use. Um, but yeah, I mean, here I am comparing the custom 823 fine to the Sailor extra fine, and I do think the difference is perceptible. At least to me, it is. I think there is a stark difference here, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm happy that I have a new pen, as much as I did say I wasn't gonna get a new one. And this pen is definitely gonna be a part of my daily carry. There are, some parts of it that are left to be desired, such as the body. I will admit it does feel a little bit cheap, but I think, the price was really for the 21 carat nib, which um, I'm liking it. And yeah, I'm actually I just ordered a new pen pouch and I can't wait for it to get here. It's actually a 3 pen pouch, and I was planning on putting my two custom made 2 3s in there along with my Pilot Falcon. But my now that I have the Sailor, I'm gonna, probably do the Sailor, a custom made 2 3, and the Falcon. I don't know. We'll see once it gets here, and I might do a video on that. But yeah, this is it. My new pen for January 2025, the Sailor 1911S. And here it is lined up, sandwiched between my Pilot custom made 2 3s. You can see that there is a major size difference. And yeah, I'm very excited to have it a part of my lineup. And, just let me know in the comments below, do you see a difference here in the size of, the writings? I do. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the extra fine and the hardness of the nib, as well as the feedback. And you know what, for 2025, I'm just looking forward to trying out some more pens, trying some new pens, possibly going to a pen show to, get a hands-on feel of a variety to help me decide on my next pen. But that is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.